Hello and welcome back to Everybody Loves Raiken, our 5th edition live play that meets every Tuesday night. I am putting up the artwork that I commissioned from a man named Maxwell on Twitter, who is at mbeachcreative, because I commissioned it a long time ago. He did an excellent job making this image of the 4 dragons that the party knows have risen, and the party themselves in silhouette in front of that wonderful piece of art. And I wanted it associated with the live play for a long time, but I never got around to making the splash screen. So hopefully my players who are on stream will let me know if they think that looks good, or if they think I should change around colors or whatever to make it pop more.
Everything looks fitting.
Yeah, I think it looks good.
I like it. It looks good.
I didn't do anything fancy with the typeface. It's just Times New Roman, so I could go back and do something fancier for that. I never think about that. So I'll take more looks at it in the future here, but there's the artwork is the important thing anyway.
It is a very awesome piece of artwork.
It is also a very piece of awesome.
Yes.
Very piece of awesome. That's good.
Alright, so that out of the way. Last time, the party finally finished off
Forgot about that guy.
finished off he's Moonbeam!
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Finished off the last of the horrible zombies that I created. The party managed to finish off the last of the great zombie horde that would threaten the standing army of Everwatch. It was definitely a hard-won fight, and not without its losses, as during the course of combat, both Jebel and Yukikaze fell to the zombies. And as the party noted, the moment they fell, they did not enter death saving throws. Their bodies started to immediately decay, and on the next round it rose and began fighting them. This was a surprise with Jebel initially, who did get a few good licks on Raiken before he was stunned by Leah's power word. But knowing what was coming when Yukikaze fell, Laramendus prepared a banishment spell, and banished him. Banished his body. So the party is now gearing up for Laramendus to undo the banishment spell. Jebel and Yukikaze had found themselves transported, similar to when at least Yukikaze has died before, only this time was not face-to-face with the Raven Queen. Instead, they found themselves in a strange, enshrouded, misty reflection of the world they left when they died, and then they were immediately set upon by a strange elf with spiked chain wrapped around his arms, and who told them that he was hungry and a hunter in the dark. They dispatched him, and that is where we ended combat, was when they finished him off. So, Jebel has been stunned, has been dead for 3 rounds. 4 rounds, and has been stunned for the majority of, for at least 2 of those, probably 3 of those. And Yukikaze has been dead for 1 round. We begin on the zombies' turn. There's no zombies left. Cyrus!
Yep.
You had been heading out... There you are. Reveal. You had been heading out to the battlefield to help these people that you could hear in the fog who are fighting zombies when suddenly a voice started speaking to you telepathically and everything went black. So you are going to find yourself poofed back into existence. Not flying. Ha, that's hilariously funny. Poofed back into existence, laying on your back underneath Raiken as he stands over you.
Apparently, I don't know how to lay down.
No, that's hilarious, though. You're on your head.
Alright. So, is it my turn, or...
Yes, it is your turn. It is combat. You are poofed into existence, as I stated, laying on your back, staring up, at the groin of the armor of Raiken. And what you notice is that, he and Laramendis nearby, and Vendar, just a little ways away, the fog still pretty heavy around you, are all stood around, just like, very, nervously watching this spot on the ground, this empty spot on the ground.
Alright.
Is he connected to the telepathic bond again?
Evens or odds, Derek?
Odds.
It is even. He is not. But you do see him reappear in this very awkward position underneath Raiken.
So, I'm gonna say, oh, please tell me it's a friendly Dragonborn.
You're back? It's been, what, like 12 seconds?
Hold on, should I roll for fart?
I think it's been a round.
It's been at least two.
It's
I
been
got
at
two
least
crits.
2 rounds.
Okay. I'm going to telepath. I'm glad to see you're back. We'll have to fill you in.
You get no response.
Lerman just whispers drat. But regular talking is not as easy, so...
Everybody else just hears, I'm glad you're back over the telepathic bond.
On for a whole 12 seconds and lost the
Alright.
bond.
So, can I wiggle out from under, Raiken?
Yeah, you could crawl 5 feet using 10 feet of movement to any square around him. There are 2 fallen zombies. They all seem to be watching this one fallen... Well, they're not fallen zombies. They look like corpses. Like, they look like dead guys, like dead soldiers.
Not like zombies.
He did die on top of one, right?
Yeah, he did, so...
So we are staring at the one that...
You're staring at the one zombie that... This body that... You see its skull, like, there's like, this slowly oozing, clearly coagulating blood, coming from the top, a wound in the top of their head, and their shoulders are sloped as though they were hit heavily.
We're actually like prepared to attack that spot, aren't we? Like,
You
I'm
are.
aiming
You're
at
all.
it.
Yeah. With the exception of Blair Mendes,
We're
you're
like
all
ready to
like,
attack this spot.
looking like you're ready to attack.
Alright.
This dead guy. This dead guy who is clearly just bleeding from a traumatic wound to the skull.
So then I'm gonna crawl out 5, 10.
Funny.
So then I don't remember where you fall on this. As my base speed is 25, does it take me 10 or 15 to get up?
Ugh. Right.
12 and a half.
I normally round up for that one.
Alright. Well, it's still rounding down, it just depends on like where you apply it. Either you're rounding down the cost of the movement, or you're keeping the cost the same and rounding down the remainder of what you have left afterwards.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so.
So, 15?
Yes, so you'd be...
Alright, so I get here, I stand up.
Stand up, and it's all you can do.
Still have an action and bonus action.
Yep.
I'm going to use my action to dash and just get, like, I think 5 feet in the air.
Okay.
Because I can't even prepare a spell to attack anyways, because I'm concentrating on a spell.
What spell are you concentrating on?
Detect thoughts.
Okay. Yeah, you detect the minds of your friends around you. That's got a range of 30 feet, right?
It does.
Okay.
Although it's not passive. Like, I have, like, either I'm detecting a specific mind, or I use my action to
Find
kind of send out, like, a pulse.
Oh, okay. You have to ping. Got it.
Yeah.
Alright, then, never mind.
And I guess I'll move, like, kind of above Raiken.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. You notice that you don't hear anyone's thoughts in your head, even though everybody here is concentrating. You probably thought you were still on the telepathic bond, so if you think anything at them, you notice that nothing comes back to you. You still have 6 seconds of speech.
So then I'll just say, where are the others?
Still back at the end of the bridge. It's only been like 12 seconds.
I point at the air in front of me and say, Yukikaze. In about 6 seconds.
Okay.
I think that's probably my speech from
That's
the drat
amazing.
and that.
Yeah, he just points straight ahead
So-
over this bleeding out body of a half-elf, and just says, Yukikaze in about 6 seconds.
I feel like I have space for one more word.
Okay.
Friendly?
No.
No.
Okay.
Alright, and that's all I got.
We are...
Because we'd be so ready to attack a friendly person.
Well, that is what poses the question, because it could be because they were attacking, could be something attached to him. I don't know. Maybe something else went dragging him off into some nether realm.
I really imagine a lot happened in 12 seconds.
I mean, a lot can happen in 12 seconds when there's
Magic is around. Anything can happen. Yukikaze was here 12 seconds ago. Now he's not.
You were gone. You were taken and just disappeared for 12 seconds.
Okay, that should do that. Trying to make sure
On
that
the
I have
bright side,
clarity here.
I think that's farther than I can actually move in 12 seconds.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you got here a lot faster.
Oof.
On the downside, I cannot attempt to work on the rest of the zombies that were by the other still living individuals.
I think they're dead. I think they took care of it.
Okay, that looks correct.
Well, one of those
Alright.
things instead, whether it's the zombies or them. We don't.
It's Leah's turn.
Well, I was watching over Jebel's body, but
Yes, I will move. Actually, I will not. I will do this. I'm gonna just grab any old zombie out here. I no longer care. He was here, I think. And I will stand him up, and I will rename him to...
Zebel.
No. Jebby.
I like Sebel better.
Fine. Gosh, I thought I was being whoops. I didn't want to make that unique.
Zomble.
I called him Jebby, but fine. Zebel.
Yeah. Okay, so is he standing?
Well, you stunned him, so yeah.
Oh, that's right, I stunned him.
I grab this. I'm gonna make this stand, and I'm gonna
Sure, things will be
rename
fine.
And how far can I see now in the mist?
Zuki Kaze.
10, 15.
It's 10 feet now. You can see clearly up to 10 feet, and at 15 feet it becomes heavily obscured.
Okay, move one block back then, just
Okay.
in case he pops back up, and I just keep watching.
Okay, and you... Oh yeah, that's right.
With my-
You're
with-
not, you
with my
don't have to
wand ready.
concentrate on this spell. It's just a
Huh.
one and done, and he can't escape it because he's got -2.
Well, Leah doesn't know that.
I know, but I forgot. Alright, so you step back and you keep watching. Are you preparing an action or are you taking a defensive action?
Taking a defensive.
Okay. Give you want to say anything over the telepathic bond in response to that, glad you're back? And Vendar remarking on how it's been like 12 seconds.
Where did it go, Cyrus?
No response from Cyrus.
I will telepath back. He doesn't appear to be able to. He does not appear to still be on the bond, which is most unfortunate.
Alright. Laramundus, it's your turn. What are you doing?
I think that I am going to take a step back. And then telepath. I'm dropping the banishment now. With confirmation from the two of you.
Yeah, I'm ready to blast him.
I'm ready to behead him. I mean, cut his arm off.
Just go for the chest.
They're so mean!
He doesn't need to lose any limbs. It's pointless if he loses limbs. It's not actually a problem, but it's not beneficial.
Fine,
I mean,
I'll
it
go
is
for
a
the
problem.
torso.
Jebel's also a zombie, and he's the one who can regrow limbs.
Yes, which is why Jabal still needs an arm and his head. You could lose the other three, though.
Good
I will
gosh.
bury my axe in it to save him.
And I will say now, and then I
Wait,
drop
wait.
banishment.
Is he immune to fire?
It came from his
Answer
equipment.
No.
I mean, does a corpse retain its?
He's still wearing the armor.
Yeah.
But does it retain its attunements?
So here's the thing. If it doesn't, then that means if you guys ever go down in a fight and someone has to revive you in a fight, then you would have to reattune all your shit.
Well, so is
So
the
it changes
attunement to the
attunements.
corpse or to the spirit? Because the spirit comes back in a revival.
I think
To
we
the
I think
soul.
we have to treat items being attached to bodies.
Well,
I
even-
would figure that he would be attuned to it.
But you didn't specify living bodies, so the body is still there,
Yeah.
and the armor is still on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going under the assumption that he still has the effects of his armor while a corpse.
I think that's the safest assumption, regardless of how I decide to rule it. But I also think that it's going to be attuned to the body.
I mean, that just means that he gets normal damage, right? Because he would be...
I mean, if he's just resistant, if he's resistant to it, then he'll take half damage. If he's immune, then he won't take any.
Unless he's still a zombie, then he's resistant, but he's also...
I mean, I'm vulnerable.
He's also vulnerable.
Because double nothing is still nothing.
Yeah, I would think immune would make it so he wouldn't take any damage.
Well, yeah, immune, but he's not immune, is he? It just gives him resistance, right?
No.
It gives
The
him
full
immunity.
armor gives him immunity.
If it gives him
But
full
he can-
immunity, then
but
why
he-
are we having a problem with the dragons? Because he's just gonna be immune to one of the freaking things!
Yeah, so that gives him great. Great. If you fight one at a time, then he can be immune to that one thing. Because he can change which one he's immune to, but is he immune to fire right now, or is he immune to something else?
He was immune to fire before he got banished.
Fuck. So
But I'm
if we bring him back, I'm not going to do any damage to him.
But I'm talking about, why are we having trouble with the dragons if he's immune to one of them?
Because there's more than one dragon.
Yeah. You can only be immune to
So,
one
no.
element
I think
at a
what
time.
Raiken is referring to is when you were told that the weakness of the armor is that dragons can destroy it. Is that right, Raiken?
Yes, if
Yeah.
he got hit by all of them,
Yeah.
but if he's immune to one of them, then it can't get hit by all of them.
It's a
He
magical
can't-
You can
effect.
be hit.
Yeah.
Be hit.
You can be hit and just take no damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I would still hit him with this firebolt that I'm shooting. It just wouldn't do anything to him. That, on the other hand, if he got hit by all 5 at once, would do something. It wouldn't do damage, but it would destroy the armor.
That armor sucks.
You can take it up with Bahamut.
Cord's armor is so much better.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, Cord's armor it was destroyed by just being left by the wayside for 500 years.
It was not destroyed, thank you very much.
I mean, that's how it's destroyed. That's how we know it. That's why it was left by the wayside for almost 500 years.
Yeah, it takes a
If
long
you can
time.
even remember that.
Instead, dragons could just hit it all at once and be done.
Yeah, that's a much cooler way for armor to be destroyed. In an epic battle with 5 ancient dragons?
It seems weak.
It does have to be ancient dragons.
Literally, it's only these 5 dragons. This is the only circumstance where
Well,
armor can be destroyed.
That's not necessarily true.
And the
These-
only circumstance for Cord's armor to be destroyed is if somebody just hides it forever, and
Which
that
is
is very
much
difficult.
easier to do than to get the 5 ancient dragons to be fighting one person at the same time.
It is not easy to do. I have it, and I will never let it go.
It almost happened. It
I
could
didn't
easily
Really
happen
wait,
again.
I didn't have it at that point.
There's gonna be a point where you don't have it again. You're not gonna live forever, man.
Lair Bendis, tell Cord I am never giving up this armor.
I cannot tell him.
Tell you what, you
anything.
bring
I
it to your
suppose we could
grave
go and talk
with
to
you,
a
you're
cleric.
gonna be the one who destroys it.
You don't have the spell yet?
It's out of character. I don't think you are aware of how high level sending works to that respect. And also out of character, that requires the 9th level spell, and I do not have access to 9th level spells yet.
So maybe after we kill Yukase.
Okay. Okay. Well, if anything, I am ready to plunge my axe into Yukikaze and radiant his ass.
I'm probably not gonna do any damage, but I'll shoot him anyway.
I love that.
Can you switch to
I have an
something
idea.
that you can
If you really-
do first? Can you switch to a different thing that you can do first to hurt him to make it more sure that Raiken
Oh, yeah,
will be
if
able
you-
to
if-
finish the job?
if you want to wait, then yeah, I could switch to lightning. No, wait. No, that didn't.
No. You're right.
Lightning was resistant, wasn't it?
Resistant isn't immune.
Yeah, well, I could switch to lightning or cold, but it's still gonna be half damage.
He can't do cold.
Are they completely immune to cold?
He is,
Wow, right, because he's a.
and also
cold
they
dragon.
are. I think yes, they are.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I
use
could
the ray of
switch.
frost on
I
them.
could switch to lightning, and that would at least do half damage.
All right, I will wait until you are ready with the new string.
Okay. You have that wonderful conversation.
Wait, is he immune to cold as well?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How is he immune
but
to
all-
cold too?
The
Because
armor.
he's a cold dragon with armor.
Okay, so that's the second one he chose.
No.
I mean,
The
that's
armor
what
makes
he
you
was
immune
born
to your
as.
base one and one of your choice. His base one is cold.
Okay.
The one that of his choice is fire.
Okay.
I mean, you're immune to thunder, lightning, and poison, so
I
come
am
on.
not immune to lightning. I am resistant to lightning.
Okay.
But I have an
that's why I was
idea.
confused.
If you really want to hold on to that armor for as long as possible, we could always kill you and reincarnate you until you're an elf.
Nope, I'm going to live forever as a dragonborn.
Alright,
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
it's Jebel's turn.
You're no druid.
The elf guy is gone.
The elf
Vision.
guys. Oh, hold on. Excuse me. I was revealing things. I didn't reveal everything yet. Boom. There we go. Your moonbeam is still shining down upon his beaten to death body, which had kind of like become part of the land, sort of. And you guys, I said, I think he's dead.
I'm going to move towards him. Or wherever it is I am.
Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's one movement. So here. Okay. So, he's over here. That's the dead body. That's Yukikaze. That's you.
I guess I'll double the move, so
Okay.
try and get
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now you are 1, 2, 3, 4. About 20 feet away from Yukikaze. 25 feet away from the guy you smooshed. The area seems quiet around you.
That's fine. That's me. Moonbeam's still up.
Okay, you're keeping it up?
Yeah,
Okay.
just to be on the safe side.
I am just very quickly debating how I want to do something. Not sure how it's all going to work out. I think I'll handle it now. So, just be aware, Yukikaze, I'm inviting you to talk. Since you are both present here. You are both going to notice that this area that you've been standing in, fighting in, against this elf, it looks like just a sort of shadowy, color-drained version of the place where you were fighting the zombies, and around you are the translucent silhouettes of the zombies you were fighting, of your friends, and your friends, their silhouettes have this spark, this small mode of brilliance within them that seems, to your observation, to indicate life, as none of the zombies have this, as your own bodies, as you left them, didn't have this. And as around you, the sky has been basically matte gray and seemingly filled with clouds, creating the moisture for this mist that surrounds you. But as you stand here, as the area grows quiet and hollow feeling again, as this elf, this creature, falls before you, you're going to notice that everything becomes just a little bit colder, just a little bit crisper, and you see that the mist kind of sinks back down toward the ground, and looking up, you see that the sky fills with the pinpricks of light indicating stars. And as this happens, there is a rush of wind, and between the two of you, a figure of enlarged proportions, maybe standing twice as tall as a normal human, appears in a whirlwind of black feathers, and you see a humanoid standing before you, wrapped in a cloak made of raven's feathers and wearing what appears to be a porcelain mask, bearing an expressionless visage in white, with red markings of either a human or an elf. And they seem to look back and forth between you a moment, before lowering their head in a small gesture as of a minor bow, and a soft feminine voice exudes from behind the mask as she says, I am sorry to you, adventurers, that I could not be here to meet you at your proper end. Unfortunately, there was an intervention, and you appeared here more promptly than you should have. She looks you up and down. Now, Jebel, I don't recall. Has Jebel ever failed all of his death saving throws before?
No.
Okay, so this is your first time seeing this person.
At least there was the in Garland. I think there was the. It wasn't real though.
Yes. So what you remember in Garland is that person wore they had a raven's beak protruding from their cowl, as though they were wearing the hood or the mask of an actual raven. This person is wearing a porcelain human or elven face.
Of course, there's no doubt. So I'll just bow and greet and say, "Greetings, Raven Queen." I hoped not to see you again, but I still have faith in my friends and fellow adventurers that hopefully they could save me before I have to leave with you.
You see as she kind of tilts her head to one side for a moment, before she straightens up again, and she says, "Greetings to you, Yukikaze of the Naiboshi. I predict that is likely." She kind of takes a step back so that she can view both of you at once without having to turn side to side, and says, "It seems that while you and your friends fall, you are not yet destined for my realm. I accept that."
Forgive us for inconveniencing you.
There is a pause before she says, "I don't think anyone has ever apologized for dying before."
Yeah, that was weird.
Hey, well, I understand that, but I should try. I need to try harder not to be in this predicament. A little bit harder.
There is great strife in your world, and you are, if not at the center of it, working toward that. This I have come to understand in my dealings with you and your friends. I am happy to be present for the death of as many creatures as I can be, to guide them on their way, as that is my purpose. I appear here now to try to understand what happened, as your death was more unnatural than those I am accustomed to. And you see that she's kind of looking at the shadows of the zombies, the fallen dead around you. And she raises a long, thin-fingered hand and kind of strokes the chin of the mask over her face a moment before she says, "Someone in your world is working great, malignant power against the natural cycle."
Has Jebel fought actual zombies before? I know Bruenor did. The
You
necromancer
fought...
in the castle.
you fought mummies, which were just a type of zombie, effectively. So yes.
Oh yeah.
The Lich's lair was filled with mummies, and then skeletons.
So I know that these were different. Like fundamentally, these were very different.
Well, I would say fundamentally they were very similar in that they were undead. Fundamentally, they were undead.
I mean, in terms of like,
They were like super undead.
no, not just that, but like the actual, like, I don't know, like what was powering them.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's
the
sort of magical power.
the mummies you faced clearly reanimated by magic. These corpses clearly reanimated by magic. However, also after just a few moments tussling with them, very clearly empowered with magic. An ongoing effect of some kind, making them much more dangerous than normal zombies. You also... Yukikaze. You know from your earlier adventures before Jebel's time with the party, that the zombies that you fought before, they would roll through towns and kill people and add them to their army, but you also know that required those bodies to be raised, as opposed to these zombies, which all they had to do was slay somebody, as far as you can tell, and they instantly rose again as a zombie.
Yes. They actually had to have the influence of a necromancer to get back up, to add to it, right?
Yes, that is how it seemed.
Well, that was actually, I was waiting for you to finish. Also, I wanted to say, I hope it's not much to ask, Raven Queen. Was this just plain necromancy, or was this something more?
Not unlike a powerful magician I once knew, necromancers are always pushing the boundaries and finding new ways to twist the natural world. So, I can imagine that this is some new triumph of one of theirs in your world to conquer death in a powerful and interesting way they probably feel.
Thank you.
And I point towards... Jebel points towards the elf guy on the ground and goes, and that guy there, was he something to do with all this, or is that just like an unfortunate coincidence?
You can tell by the way that she's speaking that she is troubled on a almost primal level by the things that she's talking about. And so there's a moment before she responds to your question, Jebel, as you see she removes her hand from that was stroking the chin of her mask and lowers it to her side, and you watch as she works the fingers balled into a fist and opens them a couple times before finally turning toward the fallen elf, moving over to his body and kneeling down, and you see that she draws her hand over his face, and this stony appearance that he had taken on when he fell kind of draws back, and his face is again revealed as it looked as you were fighting him. And you hear audibly a sigh whistle out from behind the mask. She says, "I'm afraid that this has nothing to do with your necromancer." She rises and turns towards you, folding her hands in front of her, almost oddly demurely, as she looks down at you from her improved stature and says, "This man is Shadar-kai. They were created when I took control of this place. Some of them serve and help me to gather the souls of the fallen and guide them where they belong." And you see her head, the cowl and mask turn slightly back toward the body behind her, and she says, "Others serve only themselves and their endless, undying hunger." I am sorry that he found you before I did. That is a failing on my part.
When you say undying, is he not dead, or
They are
quote-unquote dead? Air quotes.
between. The Shadar-kai were dead, but they were souls that had not been permitted to move on to their chosen planes. They had been held here in the Shadowfell against their will and without form. And when I took power here, I inadvertently unleashed them. I returned those I could where they belong. Others wandered. Some serve. All are my burden.
So what happened to him now?
The saddest of fates. Neither dead nor alive. He may find this between life again someday. But for now, dormant, I think, is the best way to put it. Perhaps gone, destroyed. Perhaps not. Few of the mysteries of death are forbidden to me, but there are still some things that I cannot explain. I hope that is understandable for you and does not make you think less of me.
No, I'm just asking for a friend because I'm sure he'll have questions. This, I think, is going to wreck his head.
I think that, I will move back to the material plane, so I think enough information has been given there for the moment. Good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Vendar, the
That's me.
body, the zombie did not appear. You can continue holding your attack, or you can do as you told Laramendus and use your action to swap bowstrings.
Use my action to swap bowstrings.
Okay. You do so. Would you like to move anywhere? Are you happy with your position?
I'm fine in my position. I can't prepare an attack, though, can I? Because I had to.
True. Because you had to use your action.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well,
That's too bad.
lucky for you, you're basically right after Laramendus.
Okay, so yeah.
You can speak, so you can let him know that you won't be ready to attack right away, but...
I won't be prepared to attack, but I'll be able to attack right after you, so.
Entirely reasonable. The spell still has another 48 seconds.
It lasts a minute.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It is approaching round 2, I think.
Okay.
And Yukikaze's turn, it'll be round 2.
Okay.
So,
Anything else,
we have plenty
Vendar?
of time.
Nope.
Okay. Raiken, the body does not appear. You can continue holding your prepared action if you wish.
Continue to prepare to slice Yukikaze.
Nice. Would you like to say anything?
He'll say, "I'll be ready whenever."
Okay.
I will still confirm.
Alright, Yukikaze. You have been given all of this information by apparently the Raven Queen, who does not seem like she is forcing you away at this moment. You have anything you wish to say or ask?
I don't believe so.
Oh, that's fine. You did just say and ask things, so if you
Yeah.
feel satisfied with the information you've been given,
I can't think of anything off the top of my head more
would
that I want to.
you like a hint?
Oh, a hint.
I have thought of something that you might care about. But
Are
I'll...
you thinking about my family? Because
Yeah.
I'm
You're not gonna ask about your father?
I have faith everything is good, and I'm just gonna. I need to focus at the task at hand and know that they'll be there when I'm ready.
You just got attacked by an elf that tried to eat your soul.
Yeah.
Hey, how much faith do you have?
But that elf probably had to be around when I died, not after I died. At least that's
You
my
assume
call.
that your dad's a badass who just
You
one-shot
don't know
him.
my dad. You met him. You don't know my dad.
I suppose it makes the most sense that you were actually having the discussion.
We should just say that Jumble said something about your dad,
Yeah.
and I said that.
That you're not worried because you believe the Shadowkai are only there right when you die. To which the Raven Queen will kind of, you'll see her roll her shoulders a little and say, "Unfortunately, they are constant denizens of the Shadowfell, and they are capable of, and likely to, attack any soul that they can get to before me. It is why I like to be there, at the death of as many creatures as I can."
Right, now you make me worry now, Jumble.
You should. She kind of
I
shrugs her
know.
shoulders a little bit, like.
I know. Well, it's an unforeseen trouble now that I have.
You worry for Ryuzaki.
Well, of course, and all the other Dragonborn that chose to linger.
There were but a few. They are confident that you will revive them. And they have offered some services in my palace while they wait. And I welcome the help and company.
I also thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking them in.
They are safe from the hostile Shadow Guy while they inhabit my palace.
That is wonderful to know.
I will mention that they are impatient, however.
It's understandable.
That seems to be all she has to say about that.
Okay.
Unless you have any further question or statement.
No.
Okay. Then, Cyrus, there seems to be a lot of, time passing where nobody's saying anything, but you see bows getting strung and muscles becoming taut as they're ready to attack the spot. What would you like to do now that it's your turn?
So plan.
Once Vandar is equipped with a bow that we are confident that Yukikaze's corpse will not be immune to, he will show up. I will drop the spell and he'll die.
That was a sentence.
There we go. This is the only problem with using this, this initiative, is that I forget where the beginning is, so then I go, oh shit, I passed it. Already down to Cyrus before I noticed. Goodness. Alright.
So I'm gonna go up another 5 feet, which let me still see the ground and be out of immediate stabbing range, although I know he can fly.
Yep. 15,
I'll be right back.
15 feet is now, encapsulated by what you can see.
Let me take a quick look at my spell list, see if there's anything, particularly dragon slaying, in there. Of course, can't use anything fire, at my own request for him to be fire immune.
I mean, it's fair. He's still wearing the armor, and, you know...
Yeah, no. Like, I have zero issue with the rolling. I'm just limiting at my... I have made this my own problem.
I was also just going to point out that, like, I feel like it still holds water just because, like, even if you're separated from a piece of equipment, it stays attuned to you unless you forcibly unattune it, for 24 hours.
Yeah, like, I don't see a reason it should unattune either. Well, like, no argument here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So I can't do cold. If he's a zombie, lightning is either resistant or immune from Leah's reports.
Mm-hmm.
So all that leaves is shatter or blinding laser beam.
Right. So that you have to deal with.
I came back.
You don't.
So
I mean, he'll already be blindingly radiant when he gets smited, so...
yeah, but this makes sunlight makes it where I can't see. Because fog. So, oh yeah, I'm still concentrating on things. I can't even fire spell. So never mind. I will just sit there and dodge.
Okay. You're dodging because you want to keep. Okay.
I don't want to lose detect thoughts just yet, because if I really need to have a conversation, that's my only way to at least hear at the speed of thought.
Okay, so are you going to point it at anybody then?
Actually, that's a good point. So instead of dodging, I'll point it at Lair.
Okay, because it's an
And
action
say-
to choose a target.
Lair, I'm detecting your thoughts, so I can hear what you're sending out.
Oh, you're
excellent.
saying that out loud. Got it. I was like so
I
confused for a
telepath.
second.
I telepath, excellent. Cyrus can hear the bond through the use of detect thoughts, but we'll still have to tell him anything verbally.
Alright. Leah. The fog thins a little bit more, allowing you to take another step back if you wish.
Yeah, I step back and I'm gonna continue dodging.
Okay, dodge is good.
Forget to duck, dip, dive, and dodge as well.
Yeah. Said dodge twice.
That's important. You have to dodge twice.
Alright, so you're good to go?
Yeah, I'm just saying in telepathically. Okay, I keep my eyes on Jabal.
He's still stunned. Okay.
We should be able to go there and to do the same thing we're about to do to Yukikaze very soon.
That'll be fun. Alrighty then. Laramendus.
Okay. I am comfortable standing where I'm standing, and I am going to continue concentrating on my spell.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it.
Okay. That brings us back to Jibble, so I need to... Look how fast we're going through our initiative now that there's no enemies.
Round 14.
That's the secret.
The secret is not having enemies.
You can get through a fight very quickly if you don't actually have to fight anyone.
Yeah, it's all the fighting that takes time.
Yeah.
It's all the decision making that takes time, and then the rolling. Yes. Okay. Jebel, the Raven Queen seems to be content to stand here with you in silence. She seems to be intently watching the shadows of the people around you, and you can hear little echoey whispers as of voices coming from the material plane, and these little echoey whispers seem to grow louder as you notice that the Raven Queen has uncoupled her hands and is just slowly raising her right hand. You find that you can hear the words and thoughts of the party around you, and as they rise to a level where it's quite normal, she's going to drop her hand back down in front of her and say, "Sometimes it is useful to hear what goes on the material plane."
I suppose so.
You become aware that they are preparing to take down Zukikaze, and then they're going to go after Zebel.
Zukikaze.
Where's Laramendus?
Laramendus is the closest token on the screen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, excuse
Where
me.
am I?
You are over here. I can just unhide everything that you can see. There we go. There, got a little more crowded. You're over here on the right. Your moonbeam, because you have not told me that you ended it, is still there.
Yeah, I haven't ended it yet.
And the Raven Queen is standing here.
I'm gonna walk towards Laramendus.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. With 3, you can be off to the side of where he's looking.
And I'm gonna, like, wave my hand and see, like, does my hand pass through him?
Yes. He still looks like a shadow. Just now you can hear his thoughts on the telepathic bond.
If I try to telepath something to him, like, hey, hey!
So you just, like, focus at him and try and say, hey, hey. You don't get any response to this.
And then I yell, hey, hey!
The Raven Queen, kind of, you see her shoulders sag a little bit. She says, they cannot hear us.
I was like, yeah, I kind of figured that. One way only.
I can only bend the rules of this world so far. I do have a set of responsibilities.
I get that.
But I am interested, as I keep running into you and your group, that perhaps I have previously not given enough of my attention here. And more you are affecting my realm. Not at this time negatively, but I do think it would be wise if I kept an eye on you.
I gesture towards the zombies and go, and do those guys negatively affect this realm? Or are they just negatively affecting material realm?
You kind of see that, the cowl twists a couple times as she seems to be taking in things and turning back and perhaps thinking to begin to say something, and then, looks for another tack, before she says, there is a natural cycle. Things are created and creatures are born, and then they exist for a time. Some of them exist for a long time, like the elves, while others, such as the humans or the Aarakocra, only exist for a short period of time, and then they die. Things are born, and then they die. And that is the natural cycle. It is simple. It is pure. These creatures, they are created artificially by beings who would defile the natural cycle, and they are a defiling of that cycle, stepping outside the bounds of my control, going against the turning of the world, if you will. Their existence is damaging to your world physically, and it is damaging to my world because it makes people lose faith. When a system does not work the way it is supposed to, people create new systems. They endanger the Shadowfell and my rule by their very existence. That is why my clerics and paladins seek out these necromancers and their creations and destroy them. And she seems to be growing in her intensity, growing in her anger over this topic until she comes to this point that the people who serve her destroy these creatures, thereby pushing things back toward proper balance. And she seems to straighten up, pushing her shoulders back and taking a breath before she says, "You and your friends, you have done well in my service destroying these creatures. Whether or not you intended to serve me, you have done so, and you have my divine gratitude." Gratitude which I express by waiting with you here now to see how things play out, as opposed to intervening and bringing you to where I think you belong.
No one else is getting attacked by one of these guys because you're here with us, right?
It is possible, but as I stated, I have Shadarkai who do serve me, and one of their responsibilities is to find these and stop them from harming. She kind of waves her hand in front of her in a circular gesture. She says, "Souls like you."
I turn to Laramemis and I kind of poke him with my staff and get a move on.
But it just feels like a chill in his side. Mildly confused.
My kidneys are upset. Alright. Good?
Yep.
Okay. Vendar, it is your turn. You may prepare actions.
I prepare to attack Yukikaze.
Very good. Raiken!
That's it, I'm done.
Raiken!
Raiken swings his axe in the air a little bit and then gets back into the ready stance.
It's like
So his arm
judging the proper height and strength. He'll be about there.
Yep, and so his arm doesn't fall asleep.
Very good. Yukikaze, you have another chance to make any statement or ask any question of the god who is present before you.
Is there any way they could mess this up?
The,
Jebel just looks from each member of the party and it's just yeah.
the Raven Queen's holds her silence a moment, but
Oh, sorry, because I was gonna say she allowed us to hear, right?
Mhm.
And they're all planning to attack me.
yeah.
I fear they might go a little overboard. But we'll...
Whatever happens on the material plane, there is nothing about it that we here can do.
I agree. I understand, I should say. I understand.
She has neither confirmed nor denied your concern.
No, it's this is coming from the group that has a guy that killed people with a door.
I will point out that you.
I don't know that. I know that's not my character would know, but I still Just wanted to break that up.
No, you do know, because that whole scene got discussed at length in front of the entire party after acquiring Jebel, because of your, when you were trying to cross the border into Shirkawa, there were a pair of tree elementals that stopped you, and it became a discussion. Anyway, you get the sense, just because you've spent this conversation with her thus far, that her choice of words was very careful. You know that it was a very tactful answer. Anyway, Cyrus.
Well, it seems this. Well, dodge.
Okay. You don't.
Dodge and keep listening to Lara Mendus, because once it's locked onto someone, I can leave it there, but I have to pick a target.
Yeah. Okay, so now you're dodging. Leah.
Yeah, I'm keep watching Sybil and dodging.
Okay. The fog did get a little lighter again, so you can move back again if you like.
Yeah. Slowly moving back with the fog.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I figured. I just wanted to make sure that you knew. Alright. He's still stunned, because he cannot not be stunned.
Yeah.
Alright, Laramendus.
I would like confirmation from everyone that I am good to drop the banishment and bring Yukikaze back to this plane. Or bring Yukikaze's corpse back to this plane.
I'm ready to blast it.
Go.
Ready as I can be.
Alright.
Raiken?
Release!
Alright. I drop concentration.
Okay. You drop concentration, and Tsukikaze appears. He is standing, he is groaning, growling, and, he is still armor-plated, and wielding weapons. But he very much looks rotty and upset. So, those of you that have prepared actions may trigger them. We will start with Vendar and then Raiken, since that is the order in which you appear in the combat.
Do I have advantage or no advantage? No, I don't have advantage.
You haven't... What was your last hide check?
I mean, I think, like, if he could see it, like, he's not behind anything. He's not invisible anymore either.
That's true,
so,
and there's no fog.
Yeah, and the fog's
Yeah.
gone away.
Yeah.
I think that you do not.
You don't have advantage, but you
Okay, no
do have
advantage.
an ally adjacent.
Okay. Yeah. 6. Not a high roll. Yeah, I didn't use sharpshooter. So it's, I believe. Yeah, it says a 16 to hit.
16 to hit.
Not gonna hit.
That's right.
Not gonna hit.
Yukikaze, what's your AC with the armor on?
24. So
I would like to use inspiration if I could. Or is it too late?
No, you may use inspiration. That's fine with me. I will say that...
That's much better. It's a 28.
Okay. You hit. You are aiming for body.
Yeah.
Okay. Please roll damage. You said it is lightning.
Yep.
Okay. Tsukikaze.
Tsukikaze. Tsukikaze. Tsukikaze.
Alright. Done better. It's only 28 lightning damage.
28 lightning damage. It's not terrible. So that's a really good hit.
I mean, it's so much less than it could have been. I got 3 1s and 2 2s. And 2 3s.
Given that his armor is intact, he doesn't seem to resist it.
So I did full damage at least? That's nice.
Yeah, you did full damage at least. Alright. Anything that's the prepared action. So then we should move on to Raiken, yes?
Yep.
Alright. Raiken.
Raiken.
A bolt of lightning strikes Zombie Kaze in the chest.
And as that lightning strikes, Raiken brings his axe down on Tsukikaze's chest.
Okay. Like on his head.
Splits his head in two.
Well, he ain't coming back from that.
28.
Hey, twinsies, you hit.
Alright. I'm not going to use anything extra, so it'll just be regular attack and my regular might.
Oh, you're not using any special smite?
No.
Okay. Roll it up.
Oh, god damn it. I minimized.
Should have smote.
That's a fast
7 non-magical silver slashing
Uh-huh.
and 1 radiant.
Oh my gosh.
I told you I minimized.
Doubled to a whole 2 damage.
Oh.
The good thing we had you.
But I get to attack again. Well, I'm just glad I didn't use my armor ability to double damage. 'Cause that would have been crap.
Double to 4.
Alright, swing again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 20.
Uh-oh.
Now you should double your damage.
Now I should double my damage. And maybe I should use a level 2 smite.
It was nice knowing you, Kaze.
I mean, if I
This
kill him,
Yukikaze's corpse.
if I straight up kill him,
You'll be fine. Look, I'm just making a joke, man. You'll be
I can
fine.
bring him back with Revivify.
I'm just making a joke, man. Go on, do things.
Alright, so
Roll your dice.
spend whatever you're spending, if you're spending, and roll it up for me.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta grab dice.
Oh my gosh.
It's a lot of dice.
Alright, so Cord's
The
maximum
first swing,
effort.
it just kind of grazed them, and it's like, oh, that's not good. Time to fuck him up.
So you swing, you like in his tottering as he's raising his weapon to attack, you are suddenly struck, you know, that zoom in on your eye, the lightning bolt as you see your moment and you see that spot that you can strike and you swing right for it, scoring the critical hit, and that is when you decide time for Cord's maximum effort.
Time for people to see the power of Cord against Bahamut.
It will be a story as great as Bahir that you don't remember.
So, if he's a zombie, so then Smite does
Yep.
an extra D8 then on that?
Correct.
Okay.
So-
Watch him maximize.
Well, the good thing for him is it's only a level 2 Smite.
Yeah.
It's only like quintupled.
Which is
How
only
many-
8 d8s with your crit.
Um,
Oh, I'm sorry. 16
So,
d8s
Because
with Cord's
doubled, and then
maximum
it's doubled
effort.
again, and then it's doubled again.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
It's fine, Yukikaze, don't worry. It's only a whole lot.
It's totally fine. There will be some piece of you left
3,
after
4,
that.
5.
So from the sound of it, he just raised his damage to the power of 4.
So my question is, does Revivify work on a liquid?
1 damage becomes
It
16.
doesn't work on a liquid. Okay, so I'm gonna give you the regular damage first.
How closely is Yukikaze watching what we're doing to his body that suddenly appeared?
I mean, you don't know.
I know. I just mean for him.
I mean, they're all standing around watching you do this, listening to the telepathic bond.
Well, you know what's happening is Yukikaze has his hands over his spark of life, be like, "Don't fucking kill me! Don't fucking kill me! Don't make me a paste."
Let there be something left.
So that
You
is.
saw that anime glint.
Yeah, it's the anime glint.
So is the normal attack, is that 4 dice then?
The normal attack is 4 dice because you crit and then you
Okay.
doubled it.
Good. So that's 23 points of non-magical silver slashing.
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. Hold on. I have to keep track of this because I only have 6 freaking d8s
So,
right now.
you know, he gets hit with Vendar's lightning bolt, and he seems to take the full damage because he's not grounded like the other zombies were. And then, Raiken swings his axe, and it's just sort of like glances off the armor of Bahamut. You know, getting a little bit of purchase, like just as he's dragging it away from the torso. And, you know, you see the light of Cord kind of glowing in the wound for a moment, and you just sort of, like, suddenly see, like, Raiken's pupil just, like, dilates as he, like, homes in on that, and as he, like, goes for the backswing, swinging at the same spot where he found that little bit of purchase the first time, you just see all of a sudden the arm of his armor literally just like grows into a larger arm, and the axe itself gets plated over, and it just rockets forward, and as he strikes into Yuki, into the armor, you literally hear a roll of thunder, and like 3 lightning bolts just come and strike the ground on top of Yuki, and there's literally just a small explosion of rubble as a crater forms under him.
It was 88 radiant damage.
Oh my god.
Is that 88 before or after the doubling?
That's
First
before.
doubling.
That's before. Wait.
Was that 16 d8s?
Yeah, that's all 16 d8s.
Okay, so
rolled.
that's
88.
yeah. That's all
So
of it,
that's the
yeah.
crit doubling.
Yeah.
And then he doubled it with Bahamut's might, right?
That's how he got to 16.
Oh, okay.
That is
So
double.
it's
That's double.
16. Double dice, even, not double damage.
Yeah, it did.
But then he's 88, and then he's still vulnerable to radiant, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so,
Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
that's
Yeah.
176 radiant damage.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's gone. There's nothing but the crater left.
I'm sad though. That means that I didn't reach 200 total damage. I reached 199.
Oh, it was so close.
He just explodes. Like, there is literally smoke now that has to clear before you see what has happened.
Through the fog.
Yeah. Well, the fog's much less than it was. Oh my gosh.
Yukikaze, I'm only doing this because I love you.
So he took a total of 236 points of damage just now. From the two of you.
Comes back in 1 second. Obliterated into nothing.
Yeah, you just sort of, you see the the pink smoke like intertwining with the smoke of the bridge that just got blasted, and you just hear. And as the smoke finally clears, you see the armor of Bahamut splayed out on the ground, spread eagle, and you can see, like, roasty toasty Yukikaze within it, looking a lot less zombified than he was, but still looking very extremely dead.
We did it!
At least there's a body left. I really wasn't sure there would be after that.
I made sure I didn't go for any limbs or head.
You blasted it as hard as you could.
We had to make sure he died.
Had
Do
to
you
make
have
sure he died.
2 revivifies, or do you only have 1?
I only have one.
It's unfortunate.
That's not good. We have 2
You've
dead
gone for
people.
Jebel first.
Okay.
Does that mean someone has to be reincarnated?
Alright, Jebel. Jebel and Yukikaze, you witness this happen, from your place in the Shadowfell. It was incredibly violent. Like, even the Raven Queen kind of, like, you kind of see her, like, shudder back, surprised as the violence of this plays out in front of you.
There's so much crap when I get back.
I would love if the Raven Queen somehow, like, there was a signature left behind, and, like, so she knows it's the guy who's taken at least 2 people away from her already. She's just like, God damn it, this asshole again.
She's just sort of, like, kind of steps forward to tower over the shadow of your fallen body, and you just sort of see that expressionless porcelain mask look up toward you, Yuki, and there's this short pause before she says, "You know, you can always stay here."
My conscience cannot allow me to give up without doing all possible options. I want to do right by my family and the world. It's just the type of person I am.
Again, your mask is expressionless, and she does not say anything. She simply straightens up so that she's no longer bent over your body, and regards the 2 of you.
Jebel, wait, they said, Jebel, you heard that they said that they only have one revivify?
Yeah.
Does anyone else, do you remember if anyone else had any other magic to use that could bring us
Well, I could.
back? I don't want to be reincarnated.
Oh, well then, no.
But reincarnation, what's that entail again?
You might not be Dragonborn.
But I'll be as I was, like, physically, and or
Well, you'll be alive.
will I retain all my expertise?
That's a question. That's a good question.
So you don't know.
No, I've never done it, so.
Great, this is horrible. Okay.
I think the Raven Queen's making ground this time.
You both want to roll wisdom checks for me? Jebel and Yuki.
Yeah, give me a second now.
Yeah, that ain't going anywhere.
What you get,
Uh,
Yuki?
Freaking 1, and I don't have any bonuses to wisdom.
Okay. What you got, Jebel? You got a +5?
yeah, so that's a 14.
Okay. You know that you, your bodies, your friends are standing on the bridge that leads to a major city. And that city contains no fewer than 3 temples to various gods.
Can they get there quick enough, though?
Devil knows they can. Alright, that's all I'm giving you. Vendar, it is your turn. You just watched Raiken blow the shit out of Yukikaze's body.
Wait,
You.
it's not Vendar's turn.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Or Jebel?
No, after Jebel.
He's after Jebel. Jebel Vendar.
We're just talking.
Oh, I just didn't know what all the other people did.
Nothing?
Okay.
So-
No, I just attacked because it was a prepared action.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so did
okay.
you. So did Raiken.
Yeah.
And both
yeah.
of those happened on Laramenda's turn.
Yeah.
Then that shouldn't have happened then.
What do you mean?
I shouldn't have attacked twice then, right?
You prepared an attack action. You get your full attack action.
Oh, okay.
I would have stopped you. I had to think about it for a second.
Yeah, it
Okay.
wasn't a reaction. It was a prepared attack.
Well, I mean, it was a reaction, but it was to
Right,
trigger
yeah,
a prepared
it was-
attack, which I have always given people
Uh,
their full attack action because you're spending the action preparing to do it.
Yeah, I get it.
All right.
Okay.
And you know what I meant.
Yeah, everything's good. Vendar, it is your turn. There's a crater. Yukikaze's dead body is lying in it.
Jesus, went a bit overboard there. At least there's still something left.
All of you
How long
are.
do we have for Revivify?
1 minute.
1 minute?
Yes.
Do we even know if we'll be able to revivify the corpse after they've been aged magically?
They returned to a fresh corpse upon dying. So they no longer look like they've been,
Decaying.
yeah.
Alright. Well, we only have 1 revivify, but there are plenty of mages in the city that can revivify. I can run and get one real quick.
I mean, we can also use a cleric to spend. We can give a cleric enough resources to cast a thing that doesn't have the same time limits as a revivify.
Oh, we
There are
don't
plenty
need-
of resurrection spells, and we have the funds to procure them.
Alright, whatever.
Revivify is just the easiest and cheapest way that we can do this.
There's a big sigh of relief in the shadow.
Yes, you are all in the Shadowfell aware of this conversation. So, Vendar, now that that violence has been done, there is one more zombie.
Well, let's go deal with Trouble then. We gotta kill him too, and then...
Yes, I think he should be the recipient of the Revivify as well, in case he has spell slots to be able to cast the same spell.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go blast him, and you can run over and raise him.
Alright, so that
Alright.
this represents as far as you can see in the fog currently.
Alright,
But you do know that he's back at the end of the bridge, so you can just double move or whatever you want to do, triple move.
Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
One day, I will be able to set a sphere to a size and then move its center without changing its size.
One day soon, perhaps.
So Jason to Leah can see, right?
You can see to there, 25 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, to the end of the square. So you still can't see Leah yet.
5, 10,
Now you can see Leah.
20, 25, 30.
Yeah.
Can I see Jebel?
Ooh, let's find out. Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna shoot Jebel.
What are the ways to break out of power word stun, Leah?
Let me check.
But Jebel is gonna be resistant to it, isn't he?
I mean, he doesn't
It
have
only says
radio.
that it has to succeed a Constitution save.
Okay, then, I guess they just beat on someone who's stunned.
Just beat him to death. I imagine I get advantage too, because he can't move or anything.
I do believe that a stunned creature grants advantage, so... Go nuts.
Oh, it's a 19.
I'm sorry, Jebel, he didn't massively overkill your body. Okay, what was the damage?
33.
33 lightning.
32.
32 lightning. Okay, he seems to take all of it.
He does? Nice.
Mm-hmm. That it for your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Raiken.
Raiken will probably have to double move.
I mean, I double move to get to where I am at.
Yeah, but he won't be able to attack.
Yeah.
So, let's go one move, 30 feet.
Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And then, yes, just give me another 30 feet.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And that will be Raiken's turn.
Okay. 1, 2. Oh.
You can't quite see Jebel.
Yeah, Jebel's just outside. Can't quite see him.
Oh well. I know he's there somewhere.
Right. Yukikaze, you are standing, looking at your blown-up body.
A little charred.
Well, I'm gonna look at Jebel. Do not reincarnate me. If I have a solution, please do not reincarnate me.
He's just got a smile on his face.
Cyrus. The threat here seems to be past.
Indeed. And since I was focused... And so, none of what was said by Telepathic Bomb was said by Lara Mindus. Can I hear the others through hearing him, or do I just hear him?
You just hear him.
Okay. Then I'll ask, where's Jebel?
You did see me and Raiken run down the...
And
Yeah.
presumably he'd answer in the
Yeah,
affirmative.
he would tell you at the end of the bridge.
I will start moving that direction.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 25. Can't see anything. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
You can't even fly faster than you walk.
Nope.
Oh, that sucks.
If I cast fly, I could, but that's concentration. This isn't.
It's still cool to be able to fly, but you would wish it made you a bit faster after you're so small.
Yeah, but any increase to my base speed will apply to the wings because of how it's worded, at least.
Alright, Leah, people have begun attacking Jebel.
Okay, well, then I'm gonna do the same. Sorry, Jebel. Eldritch Blast is what I can do. I know it's won't do much, but you know, whatever.
He's got to die.
Okay.
A whisper just floats back on the wind. I'm already dead, you jackass.
Well, the body's gotta die.
Oh, he's got advantage as well, but I think you're gonna hit it with this, but... Oh, well, great.
You just pop his head.
Like father, like daughter.
Hers isn't gonna be anywhere near as impressive, though.
Leah's got to start shouting the day is hers.
Well, she doesn't get a double damage hit, and it's not. It's resistant to hers, not vulnerable.
Which is the perfect opportunity for the day is mine.
In the bottom?
Because the day is mine is always said when things go wrong.
Yeah. The day is mine. Flip the table. You can't.
The day is mine. Ha ha! God damn it!
For some reason I can only find the
Great
D10
display of manliness.
Guys, I can't hear Leah.
Okay, well, that's one. Oops. Okay, well, that's...
Alright, what's the damage, Leah?
Okay, it's been a while. It's 1d10
Plus
plus
7.
7, so it's 2d10s then, because...
2d10s plus
right.
7.
Yes. That's 17, so 24.
24.
What? Keep dropping things. Yeah, 24, and then I'm gonna roll out again. If he's not dead.
He's not dead. He seems bloody.
Okay. Those two not happy rolls, but you know, I got a very high attack. So, 20.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Uh, 14.
14. Still standing.
Yes, okay, last roll.
Do I feel anything that's happening to my body? Or am I totally disconnected from it?
I mean, you just what?
Yeah,
Caused to get
no.
obliterated. And he didn't
You
feel
don't.
anything. No.
You don't feel any of it. It's really weird. You feel like you should.
Is there no fog in the...
No.
Last hit is 26.
It hits.
16.
Alright. You feel like he should have fallen by now, but he's still standing there, still stunned.
Well, I know that the I know that the other zone is very persistent to blast that force. I don't know if Diable's body is, but Leah
He
would assume.
seems to be.
Gotta hit it with fire, radiant. Thinking of which, I guess I gotta switch my bowstring back.
Alright. You all good, Leah? You want to move?
Yeah, no, I'm fine here.
Okay. Is Laramendus back? Nope. Okay. Stuff is going on in the Shadowfell, so as I said, this is happening, you're seeing it happen. You don't feel any of the impacts, not even disconnected sort of hollow hit or anything. It's like watching somebody else tenderize meat in a butcher shop.
You're me getting tenderized.
The Raven Queen stands there. Her posture indicates sympathy, but she does not say anything. Vendar.
My turn again. I'm gonna switch.
No,
my
before
weapon.
I would be watching this, I go like, and this is one of their better ideas.
The Raven Queen just sort of looks over to you from behind her mask and says, I'm afraid that most mortal ideas appear like this to me. It does not seem better or worse than any other ploy to extend a life.
Yeah, I switched my bowstring back to fire and I can't attack, so.
Alrighty. Raiken!
I guess Raiken will continue forward.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With 5, you can make it to Zebel.
Ha
I totally believe in you. The day is yours.
The
Don't
day
fuck it
is
up again.
mine! Huzzah! That
Roll
is
the
a
one.
21.
That hits.
Huzzah! That will be 10 points of non-magical silvered slashing and 5 radiant.
Alright. As you strike him with your axe, the pink smoke exudes from his face, and you watch as his skin seems to unshrivel, to pucker with life again, almost, as he falls to the ground, his eyes regrown but rolled back into his head. He lies on the ground in a shallow trickle of blood.
Ah, good job. You didn't obliterate his corpse.
What? Yukikaze still in one piece.
Barely. I think it's mostly because of his armor.
Potato, potato.
Anyway, time to res him. So we gotta wait till your turn again.
Yep. I'll use my action.
And I really wanted to do that last bit of damage, but I was literally incapable of doing anything that would actually kill him on that turn.
Okay. Yukikaze, you're in the Shadowfell, the deeds have been done, and the party has said, okay, time to resurrect them.
Alright, just hoping that everything goes smoothly.
Fingers crossed. Cyrus!
Yep. Alright,
I think you're now too far away from Laramendus to hear his thoughts.
probably 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yep. I think that... I just didn't check my counter, but I think it's only got like a round or 2 left anyways, so... It's not a particularly long spell.
Yeah.
So, 5, 10, 15, 20, then back 25. And the cutoff is as after 10 feet.
The cutoff is after 10 feet. The cutoff for what?
Like, for vision, like...
No, it's up to 30 feet now.
Oh,
Yeah, Larry Menders cast a spell that turned it off. You were still here at that point. But yeah, it's been getting clear every
Well,
turn.
I've been aware that he had stopped its progression. I didn't know that it was actually reversed yet.
It's been
Yeah,
a
I
few
think
turns.
it disappeared like the turn it started going back.
All right. So from my understanding, this is Jebel,
Yes.
and Jebel is still alive but stunned. Well, not alive, but
No, his corpse is
He's
he's
very
back to being a
dead.
normal corpse,
okay.
but he is very much a corpse.
Then I'll just probably head back in the direction of where I saw the last group. So before I head off, I'll say I'm gonna go see if there's anyone else still alive and fighting out there.
There were still some people, but I think they won the fight.
And I'm gonna head back in the direction where I last saw people I was trying to help and then poofed. So 5, 10, 20, 25. And that's my turn.
Alrighty. Leah.
Yeah. Jebel's done now.
Devil is down.
Can't really do much, so... I'm gonna walk up by Raiken and just see what's gonna happen, but I don't want to get too close to Jebel because it kinda scares me right now.
Fair enough. Armendus, are you back?
I am.
Oh, hi, welcome back.
I had just gotten back, like, right as Leah's turn began. So perfect timing on my part. What did I miss? That I would have been aware of?
They downed Yukikaze and then all ran off to down Jebel.
Okay, and Jebel is now
Has
down.
been done. Yes, he's dead.
And Jebel is now down.
Did Raiken get to have more fun with crits from melee range against an incapacitated target?
He didn't obliterate this one, just enough to kill it. We had done enough damage to where he was already over his health, so he just needed to do 1 damage.
Yeah.
That was
fair
radiant.
enough.
So he only did 5, so it was 10 radiant damage to him.
Yep.
Fair enough. I'm going to, I think, stay where I am, near Yukaze's corpse.
Okay. Fine with me. Not really a lot going on in the Shadowfellows. They're just watching this go on. Jebel, is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Very quickly, Vendar.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my bow away and wait.
Okay, you disarm. That is fine. The fog continues to recede. And Raiken.
Raiken will lean down and revivify Lejebel.
Alright. Your hands begin to glow with the light of cord as you lay them on Jebel's body. It sounded like you were about to say more. I'm sorry.
No. Other than, like, I don't know if I have to, like, hold my bag of residuum, like, in one of my hands when I do it, so that it, like,
It helps.
activates.
You can just quickly
he'll
pull
do
the
stuff.
residuum out of the bag and be like, do the thing. You will see as the residuum, there is a trickle of glowing light that comes from the mouth of the bag and travels to your hand and then into Jebel.
Alright.
Magic.
Jebel you feel this pull happening to you, Jebel, an inexorable pull that you cannot fight against. And you see this yellow light of Kord's power glowing around your feet and rising up around your body like a lasso. And as it begins to draw you down into the ground beneath your feet, you're going to feel a sudden pressure as the Raven Queen lays a hand on your shoulder, almost holding you momentarily between worlds. And you look up into that expressionless mask that she wears, and you hear her voice sounding kind, even hopeful, as she looks at you for a moment, holding you in place this way, and says, "I wish you luck, little adventurer. I will pay attention to your deeds." And then she releases your shoulder. There was no pain or malice in the way that she gripped you, but you're quickly pulled down, and it's almost like the world rotates about an axis, and you find yourself laying on the ground, staring up into the sky as these gray clouds are slowly parting overhead, and you can see Raiken once again in full color, with no longer with the spark of life glowing in his chest, kneeling down over you, his hand gently glowing.
Hi, what are you doing about Yukikaze?
We were gonna ask if you had Revivify, otherwise we're going to have to take him to a cleric in the city.
I mean, yeah, I suppose that's an option. I could revive him, but I don't think he'd be terribly happy about it.
True,
What?
but you could. I know you want to try it.
Yeah, but he said that he was a bit worried about what would happen.
I would not try it.
And what's
Yeah,
the
well-
likelihood that he'll be a Dragonborn again?
And I like hold up my hand and thumb and finger small distance apart, little bit. I mean, there are a lot of races.
I'd survive.
Oh, yeah, he'd be alive.
But I suppose, yeah, if we have the option, we should just go and get him revivified. Whatever else a cleric can do. We should probably get a move on doing that, by the way. Let's go.
Yukikaze and the Shadowfell, you hear them having this discussion. You hear Vendar encouraging Jebel to change your race with his resurrection spell.
And then I'll just call out, "It's okay, Yuki. I'm not going to reincarnate you."
Like, can he hear us?
Yeah. We were watching all this.
I was just joking, Yuki. I didn't mean it.
I'm sorry. Well, what I did to your body then?
Oh, that
Yeah,
reminds me. Jebel kind of runs his tongue around his mouth. And it's just like, Magic came out of my mouth, right?
Yeah?
Yeah. So he wants to see if there's like... if that's
An
taste.
aftertaste?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll say there's an unfamiliar taste on your gums. As you kind of see him laying on the ground, like, You see his tongue working behind his lips, and you just see this little sparkle of pink magic, like, dislodged and drift up away from him. It tastes a little like somewhere between the coppery, metallic taste of blood, and, like an herbal tea almost, like a flower of some kind, maybe hibiscus?
That was weird. I get up.
It's not your turn.
Oh.
If Yukikaze has anything he wants to do, he can declare it.
Yukikaze's gonna do some things that no one's gonna see.
Okay.
It's really cool though, and everyone wishes that they could see it. The Raven
Everyone
Queen
has-
just like nods in approval.
I don't know. There's some things that you do in private that people don't want to see.
Alright then.
Silent.
Cyrus, you may move.
Alrighty. Gonna fly out another 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And just kind of shout, calling out, see if I get a response from anyone that might still be out here.
Do we still need to be in combat rounds at this point?
I suppose not, since it has now been decided that you're not going to attempt to res Yuki, which was my main reason for keeping us in combat rounds. Okay. You shout, and you hear distant voices return to you, just saying, get to this, you hear these distant voices return to you saying, get to the city wall, we're finishing up here.
Alright, and I guess I'll shout back. The bridge is clear for now. Make it when you can.
Okay.
And I'll start heading back to the group.
Okay.
I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna go over to Lara Mendes.
Okay. May do those things. Now that we are out of combat. Zoom. Zoop.
Glad to see you.
We got real fast, Shovel.
Hang on. Raiken and Leah, who were standing next to Jebel as he did that, he got up and went back to Lair. Do you want to go with him?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it'll take you a little longer to get back to the group because they moved away.
Yep, and I got stubby legs.
Yeah. Okay, now, Sam. Sorry.
I am glad to see you looking a bit more pale than you had previously been.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we were dead, which was an experience.
Apparently they were eavesdropping on us while they were dead.
You could
Well,
do that.
Well, the Raven Queen let us. Yeah, we met her. She's not happy with these guys, these zombies.
That is understandable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't like undead.
No, especially I don't think she likes these ones especially. These ones seem.
Yeah, I mean,
These
we're
were
not
unpleasant.
done. Someone summoned these. There's.
Oh yeah, yeah.
gotta
Oh,
find
we
her
got
head
attacked.
and claw.
Yuki and myself were attacked by this thing that looked like an elf.
You know that
What's
she
she
said
called
what
us?
it was called.
Yeah, Shadarkai.
Can
It
I
tried
make a
to eat
religion
us.
check?
Everyone can make a religion check. Who wants to?
Oh,
I'm just gonna go ahead and say Vendar does not know what that is.
That is also reasonable. That die was so unhappy.
That was a 5, so Leah has no clue.
18 for Raiken.
Wow.
19.
Hey. Okay.
I rolled a 6.
Then Raiken and Laramendis, you have heard of the Shadarkai in the legends that tell of the Raven Queen's ascension to godhood. It is said that, and actually, Yukikaze, I know you're dead, but you do know this, and it all comes back to you because you specifically researched this. So you know this without a roll, that when the Raven Queen ascended to power, becoming the goddess of death, there was a battle, and the end result of that was a large release of trapped souls that didn't have a destination, and they became the Shadarkai, who took on the forms of elves in the Shadowfell. Some of these Shadarkai are said to be servants of hers, but others are said to prowl the Shadowfell, feeding upon the energies of recently dead spirits. That is what you know.
Interesting.
So I'll continue and just say, yeah, I think it tried to eat us or something, but we kind of I don't know, killed it or made it dormant or destroyed it. She's not sure.
Yeah.
I was curious about that. I was wondering, like, can you kill something that is already dead? But apparently nobody knows.
You must be double dead.
That's weird.
It is very weird.
I'm fairly certain there are quite a few philosophers at the university who might be able to have long discussions with you about this.
I won't be doing that.
I would not recommend it, but if you wish, I could introduce you.
I think I've told you everything I know.
And
I mean, I only asked her
yeah.
because I thought you might be interested.
Yukikaze's body begins to molder on the ground as you are.
Yeah, we should get to reviving Yukikaze. He's gonna be pissed if we let him rot there.
Now well past the 1 minute limit on Revivify.
Yeah.
You guys said you had something else.
Something else?
That didn't have Revivify's time limit.
Oh,
I like
I
your-
mean,
Had
we
it,
can
but the
find a cleric.
clerics had it. Yeah, that's what I meant. There
Yes,
was
we need
something
to-
that could be done. We
we
should
need to
Yeah,
go
but
about
that's-
doing that. Come on, Raiken, pick up your handiwork and let's take it to the cleric so it can bring him back.
Yeah, if it's anything like Reincarnate, we have almost 2 weeks.
Raiken will pick him up.
Reincarnate someone 2 weeks after they died.
Almost. A week and a half. No
Crazy.
commitment.
Nobody tell him about True Resurrection.
Want to pay for a 9th level
Is that-
spell?
Does True Resurrection not have a time limit?
It does have a time
What?
limit.
But is that the one with the very long?
What is it, 100 years?
One of them
I
has
mean,
a time limit of 100 years.
Is
Is that what was
Arcana
used on
check?
the...
Yeah, Arcana
Is that
check.
the one that was used on the dragon?
That's a 29.
It has to have been within the last century.
Yeah. Okay.
Spot on. Look at me knowing magic shit.
Just Vendar, like, smugly, like, look at me knowing magic shit.
I would imagine that in the extremely near term, most of the clerics are going to be fairly busy helping people that are in more immediate need of their assistance. I assume I'm talking
You
as
think
we're
bringing
walking.
him back
Okay.
from the dead
So-
isn't in immediate need?
You say that you're talking
Well,
as you're
he's
walking,
dead.
but I do want to know
Yeah.
one thing.
Okay.
Who's carrying him, or how are you moving him? He is very large.
I instructed Raiken to
You
pick
could,
up his
yeah,
handiwork.
Raiken said he was picking them up.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Mm.
That's fair. I think Raiken can handle
Like-
that.
The only one in the party who could possibly do that.
I mean, Tensor's
I
floating
know- I
disc
know.
exists.
My
First
comment
can,
about
I
the
guess.
clerics, though, is he is in less immediate need of medical attention than many other people here, since regular medical attention will not benefit him, as he is a corpse.
Well, we gotta report back to my sister anyway. We can ask the clerics up in the High Temple to revive him.
That's going to be an expensive bill, just so you know.
I think that we're owed that from the crown. We can
Yeah,
pay for the reagent, but
yeah. I think my sister would be happy to have the temple, one of the temple's clerics, revive him.
I forget. Oh, shit.
You know, he literally gave his life in defense of the city.
Yeah, but by that logic, every soldier ever would always be revived. They don't do that.
You know, there are a lot of extenuating circumstances, though.
I am not saying don't try, I'm just saying don't get your hopes up.
if we need to pay for it with residuum, we can do that.
In fact, if we need to pay
If we
for
need, if they
platinum, we
won't
can do
accept
that.
residuum, then we can go and exchange money for it from Theranethian. He would be glad to give us something that the temple would accept in exchange for it.
But it's also the case that, you know, we are not soldiers. We weren't expected to give our lives to defend the city. We were asked to.
To deal with the problem that we
Yeah.
just dealt with.
Yeah, and we did. So I would be very surprised if my sister wouldn't allow our friend to be resurrected.
Well, I'm expecting she'll allow it, just don't expect to do it at cost.
I think it would not be unreasonable for us to need a gentle repose on him and to wait for things to quiet down in on the medical front beforehand, to leave higher level spell slots available to the cleric should they need them.
I mean, there's also the case that we have to deal with whoever summoned the zombies in the first place.
At that, Larmendus turns to Jebel. Did the Raven Queen give you any indication as to who that might be or where they might be?
Nope. It was someone though.
Wonderful.
That's all she really seemed to agree upon.
So,
Let's go take care of this anyway. My point
as
two.
you reach the island end of the bridge, having this conversation, you see that the gates have been thrown open, and that the soldiers that fled this way are now within. That this happened sometime before you got there. Within is a bedlam, effectively, as the entry square, the entry plaza of the city here, is just coated in the sprawled out survivors, some very clearly injured, others in shock or breaking down, but not physically injured, and is a contingent of healers tending to them, wearing the colors of Pelor, Bahamut, Cord, Raven Queen, and Ione, and one more. What's her name?
Arathos?
Thank you.
I got you.
I only get the sound. Arathis. They're all moving about, healing wounds, treating, changing dressings on things. In a couple places, there are these acolytes seated and speaking with soldiers who are clearly working through the trauma of what they just experienced. It's chaos, and you can see that there are onlookers gathered around the edges of this square here, and even within there are people in civilian clothing seated with some of the soldiers, possibly friends or family members to these people. Many people are just those that aren't distracted completely with their own grievous wounds, are in tears mourning fallen comrades. You can hear words being whispered, shouted, sobbed around this area as massacre, completely overrun, monsters, never seen anything like this before. There is despair, there is desperation, there is confusion, there is fear. As you walk into this carrying the body of your friend. And as you walk in, a cleric of Arathis, who is seated with one of the soldiers nearby the gate, looks over, does a double take, seeing the Yukikaze slung over Raiken's shoulder, and he quickly rises and makes his way over this young man, a human with short blonde hair, wearing the robes and the symbol of Arathis over his chest. He comes and you see him reaching for Yukikaze as if to try and help Raiken with the burden, and says, "What are his injuries? How can I help?"
He has died. So there's nothing that can be done much at the moment, and I imagine spell slots are going to be rare.
Yes.
I don't know if we could find someone that has time for a gentle repose on him. I imagine the 10 minutes would be precious.
He straightens up and looks gravely upon you, and then looks over the faces of the rest of your group, and nodding along as you're, making his excuses for him. Before his eyes fall upon Vendar, and there is recognition. And he kind of raises a hand. Says, "You, you're Vendar Draknir, aren't you?"
Yes, I am.
I am familiar with your face because of the signs, but she was your sister. I can let you know that the Crown, they retain their best clerics in the Brilliant Plaza. You may be able to petition the High Priest of Pelor there. He won't be down here spending his resources here when the rich might need him.
Yes, as I thought. We should bring him back to the High Tower. Or, what's the tower called?
Sun Tower?
Bring him back to the Brilliant Plaza. We can get him.
Temple of Pelor will be your best hope. We have much work down here.
How much is understood about what was going on? I can try and explain what I saw magically speaking, but I don't know how much that would assist in anything going on here.
Here in the city, we know nothing other than...
Go ahead.
We know nothing of the attack except that it was undead, and more powerful, perhaps magical undead than we've ever seen. The soldiers, those that can speak of it, are barely coherent.
They seem to have been engineered by someone to cause as much chaos as possible. And these particular undead were infectious. As they tore flesh, their magic would seep into the people who they had hit, and potentially overwhelm them.
What do you mean? Speak plainly.
Some of the people who died to them, as I'm sure you have heard from many of the soldiers who came here, got back up immediately as more of the undead.
Do you know if they must be struck down by the undead for this to occur? And he looks around at the myriad bloody bandages. Is it late?
I do not know. How do I feel?
I want you to make an Arcana check. And you never failed the save, correct?
I never failed. I got closer than I would like a bunch of times. That is a 28 on my Arcana.
Given the way that Laramendas has chosen to interpret what's going on, it seems like it would be very high on his list of possibilities that this is something that could lie dormant until an inopportune moment.
Yeah, okay.
How do you feel? Personally, you feel like you have fended off the magic and it is no longer dragging you toward death.
So Laramendas will say, many of those who were struck were likely able to fight the magic off, although it did become more arduous as people
sustained more injuries.
Those who are most ill from it, though, I do not know if they would need to, we would need to study them. And for the sake of safety, if there's any way that we can quarantine anyone who has been hurt by these creatures, that is likely the best course of action.
He again passes his gaze over the plaza, and it is just injuries as far as the eye can see.
Raiken's just gonna whistle and look everywhere else.
How many of these people you think are gonna die? Because anyone that dies could easily come back.
There are some most traumatic injuries in the lot, but some are only scratches and bruises.
I think as long as you don't die, you won't turn into a zombie. It's like, if they die, even if it's not from the source, if they'd been infected, I think they would. As long as they aren't gonna die, I don't think you gotta worry.
I look over at everyone. That seems to be a tall order. We also don't know how long the effect remains in the body, which is why they would need to be studied presumably by clerics and wizards both.
We should find and deal with whatever sick bastard made this before he can do it again. Maybe we can learn about how long it lasts. But we need to hurry on that. It had to have been relatively nearby, right, to cast the weather spell?
Someone was nearby. They would have had to be within 5 miles of the gate.
We know they
Whether
can't be
that's the
that
person
far
that did
away.
it or not, I don't know.
They presumably had to be near enough the battlefield to start summoning zombies out from the corpses too, so whoever did it probably isn't too far away. If we can get going after them fast, we'll have better luck at catching them.
Get after them fast. I've spent all my resources.
That is the issue. We need to rest.
I recommend you seek out the High Priest of Pelor to help with your friend and see to your other needs. I think, and he kind of like leans over, looking down the bridge, and watching for a few seconds. Think that for the moment you have saved Everwatch from certain disaster.
Alright, let's go to the plaza. We can get Yukikaze brought back and talk to my sister and figure out where we're gonna go.
You lot go on ahead. I would like to see what I can do to help here, as my resources were not quite expended.
Do we heal her now?
I have this. I held up the wand.
How many charges does it have? You should
Full.
find the number of the. I don't. Sam does not remember the number. 9?
9.
You should find the 9 people closest to death and use it on them as quickly as possible.
Did Jebel ever get healed at all? Because he's pretty close to death. He has 1 HP.
There's no difference between 1 and full.
You think he's gonna get hit by a rock or something and die again before we make it back to the lodge?
A cat knocks a potted plant off a roof, it falls on his head, he takes 3 points of damage.
Oh no, not again.
You sure?
We're completely out of healing. Wake up! Wake up!
Jebel, wake up.
I will consult with the Mages Guild to see if we can try and figure out anything magically related to this to assist with information.
Yeah, we should use every resource we can to see if we can track whoever did this. Maybe we could use commune.
I think we will need to. I say that my comment about the Mages Guild was to the cleric.
The cleric nods. He seems like he doesn't want to be
not
part of your
left
strategizing because he's got people to treat.
Yeah,
I keep thinking that we have left and started on the way to the plaza, and we're still just standing here.
Well, I wanted
we
to make
have
sure that he had
we have
all
a
the
corpse in
information
our
that
hand.
we had. He's not getting more dead.
He's getting a little bit more dead.
A little bit.
We have shit to do. It's like we were talking about how important it is we do this shit. We're just standing around talking to some guy.
It's true. It is some guy. You didn't even ask his name.
He just walked over to us because he saw we were carrying a corpse. He has people to help. We have shit to do. Why are we standing around here?
He walks away.
You're right. Sorry for inconveniencing you, sir.
He, stops. Says, I simply thought that you had someone that needed my help. You should go to the temple.
Thank you for your assistance.
Hey.
I could say.
Nods and smiles and walks away, finding another soldier who is crying in pain on the ground and asking where it hurts.
Alright, let's
I'm
go.
gonna go find who I can help.
Okay. You spend 1 minute casting Cure Light Wounds on 9 different people. The party is 1 minute of walking ahead of you now.
Unless they're running, I should be able to catch up eventually.
I think so. So, you all get to the Brilliant Plaza.
Well, as we're walking, like, Raiken's going to, like, whisper to Larabendus, like, what if we felt the magic seep into us, but we're not dead?
You should endeavor not to die, and you will be a useful subject of study.
I don't want to be studied, I just want it cured.
Don't die till we kill the guy who did it.
How about don't die
That
at all?
usually ends the magic.
I mean, that
We can
depends what we
also
did.
do things like anti-magic fields and shit. I mean, there's... We'll deal with it. You're not gonna be a zombie.
Can you describe to me how you feel?
Tristan, how would I describe less health / less constitution?
You feel weakened. You feel like your energy is weakened and your body is drained.
There you go.
We can always try casting like greater restoration on you.
That is not the spell that we should start with, just in case there's something that would be easier to cast on people that don't have the
Fifth level
resources that we
spells are
do.
easy to cast. You just wave your hand.
Weren't you the one that was bitching about resources? Do we really want to try a bunch of different spells to see if one of the lesser ones might work, rather than going for the one that has the greatest chance of working?
So we can afford it,
Yes,
but
we're rich.
I gesture at the gates and say they can't.
What's the... We are not them. We are talking about us. We can afford it. There are resources.
My concern is that somebody who cannot afford it in the city dies, and then that happens here, inside the walls.
How does that prevent us from doing it? We shouldn't do it because they can't afford it, and so I
We
get
should
endeavoring
find
to making it to try to.
we should find the cheapest thing that will work, so that it can benefit more people.
I'm arguing that using Greater Restoration rather than 5 other spells that might not work. You know, those spells could be used to heal people. Shouldn't we endeavor to use the least number of spells?
There are not a lot of 5th level and higher spells that clerics can afford to use, along with the material components of diamonds in the city for all of the soldiers.
So are you
I think it's
arguing
worth
clearly
a
to make
lesser
him a test
restoration.
subject? You want it specifically just to make him a test subject to see what is needed?
I think having a better idea of how the magic is working is beneficial.
Not being locked up.
We're not locking you up. I don't know if we could find a gate that would hold you.
Just, make it clear why we're not locking you up. Not because it's a bad idea, but just because we can't.
Laramentus does smile when he says that.
We can always just send to a demi-plane or some shit.
But then you have to go to the demi-plane to check in on him. Ugh.
I mean, if he's a raging zombie.
Alright, so you make your way up the tiers back to the Brilliant Plaza. As you know, the Brilliant Plaza is inhabited by 3 buildings. Boar Hunter Lodge, where Vendar's mother is staying. The Temple of Pelor, where the High Priest of Pelor should be. And the Sun Tower, where Vendar's sister should be. You have a body with you. That of Yukikaze. What do you do?
And we should take him to the Pelor. To the High Priest.
Right. Does anyone disagree with this course of action?
I think that's reasonable.
No.
Alright. Then you head to the Temple of Pelor. Well, that was not helpful. Or Hunter.
Grab a hold of Vendar as we walk. So while we're at the Temple of Pelor, please refrain from mentioning you know what.
Reminding me of that now. We've been to Temples of Pelor so many times since then. No, I'm not gonna fucking bring that up in the middle of the Temple of Pelor.
Just making sure.
Why are you? Just forget it ever happened. That's what I did.
I don't think anybody wants to mention that at all, ever.
I don't know what you're talking about. Shut the fuck up.
Well, I don't know. You keep bragging about it everywhere we go.
I'm not bragging about it.
Right, Leah. Alright. You come into the Temple of Pelor, and there are some people in here, including several acolytes, and at least one cleric. Vendar, you've dealt with these people in the past, so you do recognize the High Priest, and also the Dwarven Acolyte.
Tristan?
Yes?
Do we want to save this for another time?
You're right! I didn't notice the time.
It is 10.
It is time. It's time to end. Alright. Then we...
Bring Yukikaze back next time.
Bring Yukikaze back next time. Yuki!
I was about to tell the Raven Queen, it's like, hey, do you want some help in the palace while I wait for these yahoos to revive me?
She had been about to let you know that it was fine to stay here with you because you're not actually keeping her from her duties, but you offer this and she says, sure. And you find yourself carried off to the palace on a gust of wind and a torrent of feathers. This place is, I'll describe it next time.
Anyway, are we getting XP from combat now?
Oh, yeah,
Except for Lerman. Except for Yukikaze.
Except for Lerman.
Everybody gets XP.
Fuck Lerman if he doesn't get XP.
Just have to remind myself how
Yukikaze
many of
doesn't get
these
his until he comes back.
This is going to be an assload of XP.
Good.
It has been a while. It was a long fight.
It was a big
Wait.
one.
And a lot of zombies.
Okay. Well, hey, you earned it. So, I would like everybody to please receive 30,500.
Holy shit!
Holy frick!
And I'm 17.
Okay, yeah.
Me
We're
too.
at a level.
Yeah.
30,000 what?
500.
I get wish. We don't need to be here.
Damn.
Bye, stream.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.